Right. You still here? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's like I'm new here. Yeah. Wow. Glinch. Is it Glinch? It's been a while. How are you all doing? It's been a while. So I'm sure because today is holiday, so you've gotten time to attend the session. Is it because today is holiday? That's why you've gotten time. Yeah. 9 to 5 is like it's headache. I remember when I was working at the bank, there was this time that it's early morning. We there was rainfall early morning, so I have to. I wasn't having car, so I have to stay back and wait for the rain to or the this thing to calm down before I go to the workplace. So it was around. We are supposed to report to the workplace around 7 a.m. I have to be at the workplace. So I went to the workplace because of the rain. I went to the workplace around 8, 9 there. The manager told me, "We don't do this thing at the workplace." Meanwhile, the manager was having a car. I wasn't having a car. The manager told me, "You don't do this thing at the workplace. You need to report exactly, no matter what." The manager said, "I have to report to the workplace no matter what, even if there was an earthquake. I have to report to the workplace." I said, "Wow." So he said, "If that thing repeats itself again, I'm going to be sacked." So it was kind of so like everyone needs to find something and do for himself or herself. And I've always been saying this thing. Now things are easy. You have an internet. It's not like those times that you need to. Internet is available, and the kind of money you can be making if you are making good use of the internet, it's way bigger than most of the works that you people are doing. So you need to find ways to make money. Okay. Other than someone controlling you, you don't even have time for yourself, your private life. And the amount of money you can make if you are doing things for yourself is unlimited. There's no limit to the amount of money you can make within a month. But if you are working for someone, you are being told the amount of money you can make this month. This month, I'm going to give you this amount of money. Okay, it's not only about trading, but it's like my experience when it comes to making money and those stuff. So if you are working for someone, he determines the amount of money you can earn for a month. There's numerous or there's enough money in the system that you can be making, but some of us have we just restricted ourselves to like this is the amount of money I can make in a month. You can make a lot of money in the system if only you position yourself well. You can make a lot of money, so just position yourself well. Just rethink, like you need to think again. Okay, you need to like just sit down, analyze your life. How can I make money? When I was broke, that's what I was searching. Or if you watch my search engine, I would just type, how can I make money? 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 Like I was searching for these things and getting ideas from people who are. So you see this one, I'm watching like how to make money. You get it? So there are a lot of money you can make in the system. So just search. So business managers are the most serious. Yeah. So you can make a lot of money. If you are managing your own affairs, it makes you serious too as well. Like you become serious because you are the one going to pay yourself. Because you are the one going to pay yourself. If you don't manage things well, you are not going to eat. You get it? So it makes you serious. It makes you like you're always searching on how to maintain your money, how to make money, how to maintain the money. So you're always serious searching. You get it? You're always serious working and you're always serious searching on how to maintain your money, how to work and that stuff. But if you are working for someone, it looks like you are relaxed because at the end of the month, if you go to the workplace, you are going to get paid. You get it? You are going to, so you can ask a lot of business. I'm sure a lot of business owners are watching me. You need, it's not like, it's not a joke. You need to work. You get it? Because if you don't work, no one is going to feed you. You need to work. But if you are working for someone, if you are working for someone, at the end of the month you are going to get paid. Either the business made profit or they didn't make, there was no profit made, you are still going to be paid. But if you are working for yourself, if you don't make money, you are not going to eat. That's it. You get it? That's it. So if you want to make a lot of money, then try to do something for yourself. If you are in the village, you can start doing farming. Okay, African, that you're having a lot of green land that you can start farming. If you are in the city, you can start selling something. People are really, really in need of something. You can start selling something. You can be making a lot of money from selling. Day in and day out, we need we need some products to keep us going. Okay, some people need those products. Okay, so you can just find yourself, position yourself well, and be selling those things other than someone controlling you on what to do. Okay, all right, so let's move to the agenda for the day. All right, so it's all about Forex, it's all about trading. So let's check out the economic calendar and see what we have for this month. So we are entering, or we are ushering into quarter 2. So these are the months. I remember this was the month that I passed my prof. That was last year. So quarter 2 is the best month that you need to make a lot of money. Okay, quarter 2 is the best month that we need to make, because the market usually moves smoothly. So it's like, I always consider it to be like this one. It's like when it comes to the weeks. So the reason why I'm relaxed is because today is Monday. When it comes to the weeks, Mondays and Fridays. Mondays and Fridays are the tricky. Are the tricky days. Okay, when it comes to the weeks, and when it comes to the month, when it comes to the month, the first week and the last week are kind of tricky in the trading in the currency market. Okay, in the currency market they are kind of tricky. And when it comes to the year, the first quarter, so the first quarter contains the first 3 months of the year. So the first quarter and the last quarter are those are the dangerous months that you need to be very, very careful. You don't have to be aggressive. You need to make sure you are waiting for clear confirmations. So with the weeks, the Mondays and Fridays are kind of tricky days. When it comes to the month, first week and the last week are kind of tricky. You need to be very careful. When it comes to the year, first quarter and the last quarter are they are mostly not profitable. So the first quarter contains the Mondays, January, February, March. Okay, January, February, March. But I think March is kind of okay. But January, February, it's kind of tricky. And the last quarter, October, November, December. December is kind of very bad when it comes to trading the currency market. So these are the weeks that you need to pay attention to. And Mondays, you guys have experienced it. I've experienced it with you people. Mondays are kind of tricky. Mondays, early, especially the first what do you call it, especially the lending session on Mondays are kind of tricky, because now that last week I explained it, when it comes to Mondays, most of the businesses, what moves this market. When it comes to currency market, what moves the currency market is mostly about what the central banks, the financial institutions, the corporations. Those are the people who move the exchange rate. Okay, our technical analysis doesn't move the exchange rate. What moves the exchange rate? We have participants who move the exchange rate. Okay, and they are organizations, they are corporations. So sometimes they usually respect the days. Okay, the days of the week, they usually respect it. So Mondays are some of the people they didn't close their books on Fridays because they were in haste to go for the weekends and that stuff. So they were not able to close their books. You get it? So now that they are coming to close their books before they will start a fresh week. So when it comes to trading the currency market, since currencies are hugely impacted, or they are hugely influenced by these institutions and these corporations, we need to respect those times. So when it comes to early Mondays, like the lending session, when you are trading currencies, if you are not careful, you are going to lose unnecessary. And I've tested this thing myself, and it's kind of, I've paid a price for that, so you don't have to repeat the same thing again. Okay, so you just do your analysis. Maybe after the 4-hour candle has closed, then you start executing. But the moment the lending session opens, you start executing, you are going to be crushed by the market. Okay, you are going to be crushed by the market. So you need to pay attention to those days. Okay, and Fridays too. When it comes to Fridays, those people are closing, they are in haste to, or they are in rush to go for weekends. So on Fridays too, the market, especially the lending session, it's come from experience. I've noticed that the lending session is kind of okay. The lending session on Fridays is kind of okay, but during the New York session, the market becomes very slow. So if you can watch last Friday, if you watch USD for instance, you will notice that the market really consolidated a lot. You get it? So this was Friday, and then last week itself the market was kind of slow. So you can see it for yourself. You can see how the market consolidated. You see, so Fridays are kind of tricky. You need to also be careful on Friday during the New York session too as well. You need to be very careful. And when it comes to the month, the first week, okay, the first week of the month is kind of now that the monthly candle is trying to form and other stuff. So the market becomes very, as in the movement of the market is not kind of. And first week of the month too, we are having a lot of news events, a sensitive news data. We are having NFP, we are having ADP, and a lot of PMI news and those stuff. So this week, for instance, this is the first week of the month, we are going to be having NFP. And from experience and from research, NFP weeks are not profitable weeks. The market becomes slow because these investors, speculators, are waiting for the news to be released. Investors are waiting for the news to be released before they will know where to push their investment to. So the market becomes like slow. Those who are going to move the market are kind of reserved. They are waiting for that time to happen. So the first week of the month is kind of also slow. And the last week of the month, the monthly candle is about to close. You get it? The monthly candle is about to close. So what happens is what we normally experience, a lot of consolidation. Okay, we normally experience a lot of consolidation. And when it comes to the year, the first quarter, okay, the first quarter, mostly January, February, people are now coming from holidays and those stuff. So we don't usually have a lot of business activities for the first year. Okay, and the last quarter too, people are going for the festive seasons, the Christmas seasons, and those stuffs. So the market becomes very slow. A lot of people take breaks in trading the market. Okay, those who move the market, those who trade big funds, the big institutions, normally they are on breaks during that time. So the market becomes very slow during that time. So you need to always have this one in mind if you are trading. So that, because if you have this one in mind, you will know the time that you need to go in aggressively and the times that you need to slow down. It's very important. Okay, so if you just joined the stream, kindly give a like. Oh, only 2 people have given a like. Oh, my people, only 2 people. Kindly give a like to the stream. We are more than 20. We are like 20 people over here. There are a lot of information. So if you have followed me for a long time, I'm really happy for some people. Some people saw me, like they got in touch with me when they were not having any knowledge about how the forex market works. And I've been seeing a lot of people now making progress. I'm not saying you are going to make a huge amount of money if you start, because trading is like, it's like going to school for a certificate or a degree or something. It's going to take you some time before you get used to how the market moves and those things. But I'm seeing massive progress, or I'm seeing massive improvement in the journey of some people who have followed me for some time, who took it very seriously. they are really what seeing progress in their journey. So if you just join me, kindly, and if you have seen progress as you followed me too, you can leave a comment in the chat box too as well. If as you followed me you have seen progress, you can leave a comment in the chat box too as well. Kindly give a like to the stream so that we start the analysis. You are not going to keep long over here. Kindly give a like to the stream. Kindly give a like to the stream. Click on the thumbs up button. Give a like to the stream. Kindly give a like to the stream. Click on the thumbs up button. Give a like to the stream. Okay, give a like to the stream. So, and let me know where you people two are listening from before we proceed to the technical part. Let me know where you people are listening from. So you type in where you are listening from, your name and where you are listening from. Let me know where you are listening from, then we proceed. Let me know where my audience are coming from. Let me know where you are listening from. Kindly type it in the chat box. Let me know where you are listening from. Type it in the chat box. I'm going to give my top. So where are you listening from? Kindly type it in the chat box where you are listening from. Kindly type in where you are listening from in the chat box. Okay. You having someone from Ebu God from Nigeria. You are welcome. I'm Daniel and aggressive watching from Ghana, Obuasi. Wow, you are aggressively watching from Ghana from Obuasi. You are welcome, Danny. So you are more than two over here. Where are you watching from? I'm going to give you people my top my watch my currency pair on top of my watch list, the one that I'm expecting it to play out today, and I'm very sure it's going to play out. So where are you listening from? Kindly type in where you are. So you're having Eunice from Kenya. Eunice, you are welcome. All right, so let's proceed. Okay. So let's look at gold. So gold has become very interesting nowadays to trade it. Trading gold is kind of very simple. Okay, if it breaks out, it's just going to continue to the next zone. Okay, it's very simple when it comes to it. Become very simple. And one thing I've noticed about gold is it even respects market structure as compared to currencies. Okay, but it moves very fast, so you need to make sure you know how to, when it comes to master your entry. So let's look at gold and see how. So last week I really missed a move on gold, and the thing really pissed me off on gold. And because of one currency, the currency per GBP that it took really stressed me up. The trade took more than 5 hours, and later it didn't play out. This trade, it later didn't play out. So these are the similar setups that have been taking for a very long time. It has been playing out this way. So you see, sometimes you might be taking a good trade setup, you might be taking a trade setup that everything aligns, everything looks perfect, but yet not sure. So that's why it's always important to manage risks when it comes to trading. Okay, risk management, you need to prioritize risk management. If you are trading the market, you need to prioritize. You need to, no matter how good the setup is looking like, unless maybe you are willing to lose such amount of money. But if you are trading the market, anytime, no matter how good the setup is, okay, maybe you have been taking the same trade setups over and over, and this trade setup, I've taken it over and over again. You get it? I've taken the same trade setup over and over again. But this one, what happened is the trade didn't play out. So that's the nature of the market. So it tells you it's a game of uncertainties. It's a game of probabilities. Okay. So you need to always make sure you are embracing risk management. Don't risk the whole of your portfolio, your accounts on one particular trade. You need to make sure you are risking some amount of money on your account so that you can come again. If it happens, it didn't play out, you can come again. Okay, so a lot of beginners usually stress out because they don't understand risk management. A lot of people even execute the moment they see the setup, they just choose any loss size. They don't understand loss size, they just choose any loss size, and it's when it happens, it's going against them, they end up blowing the account. Okay, and I always say, if you are blowing your account, if someone blows his account, one advantage about trading is what, or one beautiful thing about trading is what, you determine the amount of money you are deciding to lose. Okay, it is a controllable factor, unlike maybe where the market is going to head to, the direction of the market, that's uncontrollable factor. But when it comes to trading, okay, or when it comes to where the market, the amount of money you are going to lose, you can control it. But when it comes to the movement of the market, where price is going to head to, that's our uncontrollable factor. So if you take a trade over here and you are expecting price to come to the next reactional level or the next bidding level, what you are expecting is what you have no control of. Okay, you have no control of if the market is going to get to this level or it's not going to get to this level. But we make our analysis based on our past history. We make our analysis based on what, our previous trades that you've taken. You get it? So the only thing that you have control, the only thing that you have full full control of is you managing the amount of money. In case maybe this one turns around and it's not going in your favor, you have control of what, managing the trade. That's the most important thing, or that's the thing that you have access to. So make sure you are managing risks anytime you take a trade. It's very, very important you manage risks anytime you take a trade. Take risks a percentage or risks, okay, a portion of your account, unless maybe you are willing to maybe blow all of you are willing to lose all of the amount, that's fine. But if you don't want to lose all of the amount, then you need to make sure you are managing risks. It is very, very important. So let's look at the currency, let's look at gold, and let's see what I'm expecting on gold. So gold is currently in all-time high, so there was no need for me to go to the monthly time frame, because I don't know, as Trump came on power, gold is just, people are losing confidence in the dollar. Gold is just moving up. Okay, people are really, really buying more gold. Okay, people are buying more gold, so the price of gold is currently what's appreciating in value. I don't know why the dollar has become weak. So when was Trump elected? When he was inaugurated, I think it was 2025. So since then, so it started rising up. Gold has been since 2024. Yeah, since 2024, it's just been moving up, 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 up. So one beautiful thing about trading is what, we don't care if there was recession or if the economy is booming. We don't care. We make money from both sides. If the economy is crashing, we are making money. If the economy is booming, we are making money. So the most important thing is for you to position yourself so that you'll be able to know where price is going to move next. Okay. So when it comes to the monthly time frame, there's no price action to your left. When it comes to the weekly too, there's no price action to the left, because price is just moving up. It has gotten to the level that gold hasn't gotten there since it was accepted or it was listed. It hasn't gotten to that price level before. Okay, this is the highest level so far gold has gotten to. This is a history made today. This is a history. The price of gold hasn't gotten to this level before. Okay, so this is where gold was listed. This is where it was listed over here. So you see, it started from here. This was the price that it started, and now this is the current market price for gold. Okay, so like it has gotten to a price that it hasn't gotten there before. So when you see something of this sort, it's very simple. The market is trending up. You don't have to go and sell at this point in time. You are just doing your account a harm. Okay, when you see something of this sort, just position yourself and continue buying. Follow the big players. Okay, the daily time frame is also an uptrend. So what is the fundamentals affecting gold to be rising like this? So if you have an idea about it, you can just type it in the chat box. The reason why, what is the fundamentals? What is influencing gold to move high like this? So currently it has gotten to 3,122 for 1 ounce of gold. So let's move to, so the H4, so all the time frames are heading up. The monthly time frame is an uptrend. The weekly time frame, you don't need any volume indicator, or you don't need any trend indicator, something to tell you. The weekly time frame is also what, trending up. The daily time frame is also trending up. You don't need any indicator to tell you. If you really understand market structure, it's easy for you to know. Gold is moving up. Okay, the daily time frame is also moving up. H4 time frame is also moving up. So at this point, it's either you are going to scalp, or it's either you are going to wait for the big move. So if you want to scalp, okay, if you want to just quick 10 pips and those stuffs, then maybe you move to the 30 minutes. So you see currently what it is doing. But usually I don't have trust in this, like the 30-minute time frame. So you see, when it just make a pullback like this. Okay, when you just make a pullback like this, you can just take an impulse entry. Okay, like as it is doing now, you take a buy when it breaks the high of the break the high of the previous bearish candle. But that is just a scalp, and I don't usually do those things. So you see what happened over here. As price broke, continue impulsively reverse. So this is where you are going to take your entry. Let me show you how you are going to scalp if you want to take quick like 10 pips and those things. It's very simple, but I usually don't have trust in the smaller time frames. I usually use the higher time frame levels. I usually use the higher time frame bidding levels. Okay, so it's very simple. Let me show you some way you can scalp it. So if price is moving up like this, okay, so it's just moving up, giving you bullish candle. There's no reversal. Okay, so this how you see currently it has pulled back. So you can take an impulsive entry, but I usually don't have trust in that lower time frame levels. Okay, you can wait for price to create a support. Okay, because currently if the bullish candle breaks the high over here, the reason is what, there's no support you are relying on. Okay, you need to get a support that price is going to create over here, then you take the continuation. So let's see something of that sort. You see now currently price has created the support over here. So if you want to see the support, you can change it to what, the skeletal frame of the chart. Then you see the support. So this is the support over here. You get it. So if you want to take a buy, since there's no data to your left, with this one you have to be very quick in taking your trades. You get it. You need to be very quick. This is the lower time frame. This is the 30-minute time frame. This is not my usual time frame. So what you can do is what, as price has created the support over here, I will just do something like this. Okay, this is a free nugget, I'm giving it to you, and you can make money from this one. You can just, maybe there's no data to your left to be used as what, your take profit. So what you can do is just take, the moment it breaks the high, you take. So you see, so this is where I'll be ushered into the trade, or my trade will be my order will be filled. You get it. And price later what, reverse again. So you just continue buying. If it breaks again, you get it. If it breaks again, so now if you take a trade over here, since this is the nearest support, this is where you are going to place your stop loss. Okay, because if price is coming down, it is easily to come down to this level. So price again created a support over here. So I think this is the point you can place your stop loss. Okay, there was a support over here. So you see the bearish candle retested this one exactly. So you can take a buy over here. Okay, you can take a buy over here, and you see how price moves. It moves like 141 pips. So that's how you can scalp gold. Okay, if it creates a support. So currently this is what you see, the same thing that happened over here. Let's see what is happening currently. So this is what is happening currently. So you see, if you are taking a buy over here, if you take a buy over here, this is the nearest support, because you have to make sure, if you are taking a trade, you need to make sure you are placing your stop loss in the what, on the nearest support or resistance level. This one, price has broken. It's like you are taking an impulsive entry. Price has broken this one. So where you are going to, if you are taking a buy, where you are going to place your stop loss is to what? Place it over here. Okay, because if price is coming down, it can easily come to this level, break this level. The only place or the only level price is going to struggle is at this level. This is the nearest support level. So you can see that the previous bearish candle struggle before what? The previous bearish candle struggle before what? The previous bearish candle what retested this one. That means the reason why it retested this one is what? This is a bidding level. Okay, and what? Buyers what? Bid very high. Okay, so buyers bid very high. So buyers win over here because there was a bidding level over here. This is an auction level. So buyers what? Won this bid. So that's why price moved up. Okay, so again, if you are taking a trade over here as price is doing now, what you can do is for you to what? Place your stop loss below this level. You are going to place your stop loss below this level, because this is the nearest, or it can be over here. This is the nearest, and you what? Expect. And this is a risky trade in the sense that there's no data to your left. So at this point, it is very difficult for you to predict where price is going to what? Retrace at. Okay, it becomes very difficult. So for me, what from my experience in what analyzing or just observing gold, what I've experienced about gold is what I usually use the higher time frame levels. I normally take trades on the higher time frame levels. Okay, I usually take trades on the higher time frame zones. That's what mostly I do. So what I'm going to be doing at this point, I'm not going to be using the lower time frames. Okay, so now I'm expecting a pullback. Okay, I'm expecting a pullback. So currently, this is where price just made high over here. If you want to use Fibonacci to know where price is exactly going to reverse at, let's use Fibonacci extension and see where price is going to. So this is 1.618 Fibonacci level. You get it? Because when price made high, pulled back, made high, pulled back. Okay, this is the point. This is the extension level if you use Fibonacci, but these ones are all not, like, I normally don't believe in this Fibonacci and those things. But so since this one is the extension level, I'm expecting price can just get retraced over here. Okay, so I'm expecting a sell for price to come to this level. This is where I'll be interested in taking a buy. I'm still interested in taking a buy at this point. This is what I'm interested in taking a buy. Okay, I'm interested in taking a buy. So I'm hoping price will come to this level. Okay, I'm hoping price to come to this level or to this level. This is the level that is going to maintain the uptrend. Then I'll take a continuation. So I'll be looking for an entry at this point. So when price gets to this level, I'm not going to rush to take a trade. You have to look for an entry. Okay, so I'll prefer taking a trade on this level other than the lower time frame, because the lower time frames, it's kind of, if you want to just make some quick scalp, okay, like 10 pips and those things. So as it is pulling back, maybe price can continue, but at this point it becomes very risky because price has really moved at the highest level. Okay, price has gotten to the highest level that we don't know where now price is going to retrace at. Okay, unlike maybe if you look at this data, if you are taking a trade over here, okay, if you are taking a trade over here, if you are taking like the trade that I was talking about, if you take a trade over here, you know that this point is going to be your target, this point is going to be your target. You get it? But as price moved very high, as price has gotten to the highest level, now if you look your left, there's no data to your left. Okay, there's no data to your left that you are going to use, because normally what the market does is what price moves from zone to zone. That's what mostly the market does. It moves from zone to zone. Okay, so anytime price will get to a reactional level, it's going to react. It's either going to break out or reverse. That's what mostly it does. So you have to position yourself to be able to identify the various zones. Then you take advantage from that. You get it? So at this point, for me, I'll be interested in taking a buy at this point, I would love to take a buy, because mostly these are the zones that usually gives me a big pips. So last week Thursday, I was really pissed off when I missed this massive buy. There was a clean zone. If you look at the H4, there was a clean zone, okay, but because I was in this GBP trade that was kind of consolidating, so I didn't even get a peace of mind to execute, add it up. It was kind of clean trade, okay. On Thursday, this trade was kind of clean, but what happened, I just because of the position I was in, I didn't want to distract myself with another position. It's kind of, you are chasing your losses or something, so I just allowed the trade to just move. It was kind of clean setups, and this same setup has been playing out a lot of most often, okay. This same trade setup, I remember this same trade setup. So it was the same trade setup that happened over here, and gold spiked massively, okay. It was the same trade setup again over here that spiked massively over here too again, okay. So that's how it mostly happens. So now at this point, I'm not interested. So those who want to scalp, as I said, you see gold is moving up. As I said, you can be scalping. If price pulls back, you can just be scalp the pull. Like if you see something of this sort, if you see something like this and price creates a support, you can take the continuation. If price pull back, creates a support, you take the continuation. But you need to take profit very quick, because it can just make a massive pullback anytime. That's what you need to understand. It can just make a massive pullback anytime, because there's no data from the highest or the higher time frame to the lower time frame. There's no data that you can use it to know where price can potentially reverse at. So at this point, you just have to be careful. If you're in a buy, you need to be very careful when you are trading it. So it's the same thing that happens over here. When it spiked up at last week or so, it was the same thing. So you just have to study the past moves of how price have been doing. So when price moved heavily at this point too, it was just making some minor pullbacks, okay. If you move to the lower time frames, you can see it was just making a minor pullbacks. But it wasn't all that massive like that. So you see, price will just pull back and it will continue. Price will just pull back, then it will continue. So these are just for short term entries, just for scalps, okay. You are not going to be in for long because there was no data to your left. So as I'm saying, I'm just waiting for, I'm interested in waiting for price to just make a deep pullback. Then I will use this one as my target, okay. I'll use this one as my target. I'm not interested in the short-term moves. So I'll use this one as my target. Then I'll take the continuation of the trade. That's what I'm interested in at this point. So let's move to the other trade that I'm seeing a potential, okay. The other trade that I'm seeing potential is NZD-JPY. At this point, if you look your left, you can see a clean zone. So you see, last week USD CHF trade that you were looking forward to take really slow us down, and it moved when the market opens, and it's kind of, yeah. So this was the sell that I was looking for the whole of last week. But you see, the whole of last week, you see what happened. Price just consolidated for a very long time before it just moved. Yeah, so I was the currency pair on top of my watch list was Euro NZD and NZD JPY. Those are the currency pairs that were on top of my watch list this week. So let's look at NZD JPY and see. So NZD JPY, I'm waiting for just the retracement, and when the market opens, I'll when we are approaching New York session, maybe I'll be looking for a sell on NZD JPY. So let's look at the higher time frame. Let's do a top-down analysis. Look at the higher time frame and see what you are going to be expecting on this one. So NZD JPY, looking at the monthly time frame, this a rejectional level around this level. There was a rejectional level. So when it is Monday, I'm not rushing trades. I'm mostly aggressive during Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are my aggressive time. But Mondays, I'm kind of very slow. I'm not rushing anything because the market just opened. So these are the These are the rejectional levels. These are the bidding levels that I'm expecting price to what? Price to come to. Okay, so these are the monthly rejectional levels at this point. So let's move to the weekly time frame and see what's happening. So on the weekly time frame, these are the various rejectional levels. So we're having a rejectional level at this point. So you're having a rejectional level at this point. There was a rejectional level over here. Okay, there was a rejectional level over here. So if you look at the weekly time frame, you get to understand that the weekly time frame trend is what? A downtrend. The weekly time frame trend is what? A downtrend at this point. Okay, so if you pull up your trend line, this where price is getting rejected at. So now at this point, what I'm expecting it to happen, if you move to the daily time frame, what's the daily time frame trend? At this point, the daily time frame trend is what? The price has broken this one. So at this point, the daily time frame trend is also a downtrend. Okay, so this is what there was a resistance level over here at the daily time frame. Looking at the H4 time frame, so this is a top-down analysis. So you see, you need to analyze from the higher time frame, get to understand what is happening, then you move to the lower time frames. Okay, then you get to understand what is happening at the lower time frames. So moving to the H4 time frame, these are the potential rejectional levels. These are the rejectional levels at this point. I'm seeing something interesting over here. That's why I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of calm over here. So you see, price just respected these trend lines, just broke, retested, broke, retested, broke, retested, retested this trend line several times, just broke out from the trend line, pulled back, and the trend just continued. So one thing that this thing has drawn my attention to is what? No matter the system you are using, there's still going to be an opportunity. So this one, those who trade trend lines can take advantage of this trade. It was perfect breakout from the trend line, price just pulled back, and you just take the continuation, and price has moved like so. This is like a trend trade. If you are trading, you trade with trend lines, price has moved like 110 pips. So suppose maybe you use trend line, price just tested. So far as it has broken this strong level, price just retrace and it just continue. But that's not my style of trading. So as I'm saying, so you're having a clean zone at this point. There's a clean zone at this point. So what I'm expecting is I'm expecting a pullback. Okay, I'm expecting a pullback, then trend will continue. Okay, I'm expecting a pullback. If you look at the H4 time frame, H1 time frames too, you can see there was a clean traffic to your left. Okay, there was a clean zone to your left. So price can freely move to this level. So what I'm expecting at this point is what? We have to wait for the I would rather prefer waiting for the H4 candle to close at this point. Okay, I rather prefer for the H4 to close. If it gives me a pullback, or maybe H1 is currently making the pullback that you are expecting. So let's wait for the H4 to close. I would prefer waiting for the H4 to close, and it's too early for us to make for me to make decision now. So I'm waiting for a pullback. Then I'm going to be targeting prices definitely, because if you look at this point, you can see price has gotten rejected several times. So there was one rejection over here, there was another rejection over here, and finally the candle has broken below the zone. So if the candle has broken below the zone, what we are expecting is what? We are expecting a pullback to this zone. Okay, price has currently, the wick has tested this several times, so I'm expecting a continuation of this to the nearest what? Reactional level. So there's a zone over here. Okay, there's a zone over here, so I'm expecting price to just pull back to this level, then we take the continuation. So that's it for NZDJPY. So I'm going to keep a close eye on NZDJPY today. Okay. So moving to Euro NZD, Euro NZD2, I saw a nice potential over here, but price has currently just invalidated, but it hasn't. The candle hasn't closed yet, so we can't conclude it has been invalidated at this point. So I'm just waiting for price to just continue moving up. So let's make a top-down analysis on Euro NZD at this point. So on top of my watch list, I'm having NZD JPY and Euro NZD. So the monthly time frame, there was a rejectional level at the monthly time frame over here. So looking at the weekly time frame, with the weekly time frame, price just broke out from the zone. Price just broke out, made a pullback at the weekly time frame. So if this one is if this one happened on maybe the H4 time frame, I would have quickly take a buy at this point, because it's looking good for a buy. But this is weekly time frame. I don't take execute trades on the weekly time frame. So at this point, there was a weekly rejectional level over here. Okay, there was a weekly rejectional level at this point. So that's it for the weekly time frame. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting at the weekly time frame. So looking at the daily time frame, so price is currently, so you see how powerful that zone is. So that's why I always say those levels are very, very important. You need to pay attention to. So you can see that candle has currently has left a long wick over here. So this wick is telling you that there was an exhaustion. Okay, buyers are currently losing control. Sellers are there was selling momentum in this market over here. So sellers are currently losing control at this point. So buyers are currently losing control over here. So sellers are in full control of the market at this point. So what I'm waiting for is price to either retrace or pull back on this point. Okay, at the daily time frame at this point. But if you look carefully, you can notice that what is the trend at the daily time frame? The daily time frame trend is what? An uptrend. Okay, the daily time frame trend is an uptrend. So I'm waiting for a pullback to this level, then price will continue the trend. So let's look at, so we mostly make our decisions on the H4 time frame. So when it comes to the daily time frame, we are having another rejectional level. Mostly with the rejectional levels, you need to make sure you are plotting them close to the current market price. So this is the current market price. So the nearest rejectional level is going to be this level. So you can see there was an equilibrium point where buyers and sellers met at this point. Okay, there was an equilibrium point or level over here. There was buying and there was selling over here. So this is an equilibrium level where buyers and sellers met. Okay, so let's move to the daily time frame. So there's a rejectional level you need to plot. So let's look at the H4. So what I was expecting when this candle closed, I was having a close eye. I was watching this one. So what I was expecting this one to happen was, I was expecting this candle to just break. So with the scenario I showed you on gold is the same thing that I'm applying it at the higher time frame. So I was expecting the candle to just flip, because currently we're having this support over here. So I was expecting this candle to just flip and to fill this zone. Okay, to fill this wick over here. There was a wick fill over here. So I was expecting this candle to just flip and fill this wick over here. But what happened is price just moved down. That's the nature of how Monday price normally moves when it comes to Mondays. So I'm expecting I'm expecting the candles to just maybe flip and come to this side. That's what I'm expecting it to happen. Okay, I'm expecting price to just flip. I'm expecting a flip, but since the candle hasn't closed, we can't conclude it's not going to continue up. This one can just be a long wick and price will just continue moving up over here. Okay, so we can see a scenario like this. Price can just, now this is the body of the candle, so price can just do something like this. Okay, by leaving a long wick like this. So this is what price can do. Currently the candle hasn't closed. It's going to, we have like 1 hour 28 minutes for this H4 candle to close. So we're having a long time for this one to close. So it can just, buyers can just move in, then move price up to this level. Okay, buyers can just move in. So we can't conclude price can move up, but at this point, the way the candle is moving, it looks like we're having a sellers momentum, you're having a lot of selling pressure in the market. So what I'm going to be waiting for at this point is what? To wait for the flip of the candle, then I will be interested in taking a buy. But since the candle has broken this high, okay, since the candle has broken it this high, the moment it starts breaking the since it has broken the low, the moment it starts breaking the high at this point, this is going to be a fake out move. Some people call it liquidity sweep or liquidity grab. Okay, so I can impulsively take a buy over here because this one has taken the liquidity, it has taken the others over here. Those who took a buy over here, place their stop over here, this candle or price has taken them out from the market, and the original direction of the market is going to move accordingly. So what I'm going to be expecting is what, the moment price starts flipping over here, it's either I'm going to be conservative or reserved by waiting for price to close, the candle to close, or I'm going to take impulsive for taking a impulsive buy. So let me give you a situation or a scenario where something of the same sort happened on USD CHF the other time. So you can see it over here. You can see it over here that I was expecting a sell at this point. Okay, but what price did it? What? It just broke. This is the liquidity sweep that I'm talking about. It just grabbed this or sweep all this liquidity over here, this orders over here. So let's see what price up did. So you see the wick just took some people. Normally people traders usually place their stop loss below the candle, so it's just going to take their orders out. It's going to take them out from the market. So this is what I'm expecting. The moment price took sweep liquidity, or the moment price the market took them out, I'm going to take, the moment it starts flipping and breaks the low of this one, that's where I'm going to be taking what? I'm going to be taking a sell. Okay, so it's similar thing that I'm expecting it to happen on Euro NZD. It is the same thing I'm expecting it to happen. So the moment this candle starts flipping, but since this price is very high and looking at the range is not that big, I might be reserved, and looking at the day to the time of the day, I might be reserved and wait for the candle to close before I will either make a decision. Okay, so with Euro NZD2 at this point, since the daily time frame is an uptrend, okay, but kind of the weekly time frame is also an uptrend at this point, but it's kind of, it has gotten to a very strong rejectional levels. So at this point, I'm expecting, I can't, when price gets to a very strong level, don't be an impulsive to make decision at this point. Wait for candle to close. So since this candle, this time frame, this zone is very strong, okay, this zone, since this zone is very strong, one thing I'm going to be doing is what, I have to suggest wait for candle to close. Okay, don't be impulsive by taking a quick buy. I have to wait for candle to close to prove to me that this level is what price is currently respecting, this level by what, not moving low, before I'll take a sell. But even though the previous candles looks like it has broken above the zones, but I have to, this is the candle that we are dealing with at this point or at this moment. So I would rather prefer waiting for the candle to close above this one, then I will take the continuation of the trend. That's what I will expect to do at this point. So you have to make sure you are taking trades that you've taken it before. Okay, you have experience about it. Don't just be taking something that you don't have enough experience about it. So NZD-JPY is kind of moving, but based on from my policy, I'm kind of, let's wait. We have like 24 minutes for this one to close. We might miss it, that's fine, but I'd rather wait for a strong pullback over here. The zone is kind of, you're having a lot of zones over here, a lot of pip range over here, like 57 pips. Okay, so let's wait for the correct time and what, the better time frame to pull back, then we take the continuation of the trend. That's what I'm expecting, because price has currently been moving. So there's price can just, it can just pull back. That's the thing, it can just make a pullback. So let's wait for the pullback and we take a trade. So let's see gold. So as I told you, when it comes to the lower time frames, so this is what I was telling you to be doing when it comes to trading the lower time frame. So currently it has created our support over here. So the moment price flip, okay, the moment the lower time frame candle start flipping bullish, you can take a buy over here, or you can be monitoring it at, I'm sure, the 15 minute or the 5 minute. This is where you can go to the 5 minute. The moment the 5-minute candle start breaking its own high, you can go in for a buy. Okay, so it's kind of breaking the previous candle low. It's kind of breaking the previous candle low, but for me, as I'm saying, I'm waiting for price to just make a deep pullback, give me a data to my left, looking at left to give me a data before I'll prefer going forward. I'll prefer going for a buy when it comes to gold. Okay, that's what I would love to see when it comes to gold. So let's look at the major currency pairs. So if you have any questions, so you can drop it in the chat box. So USD CHF is kind of looking interesting, but I think on the CPI is going to be happening. Okay, Tuesday is going to be a clean day. So we're having CPI data. I think CPI on CHF this week also, or it's not this week. It's kind of okay. I think it's not this week. It's going to be, yeah. So Tuesday is kind of cool. So at this point, this trade is looking interesting. This trade is kind of looking interesting. So the chances that price is going to just retrace on this level, it's kind of very high. Price is going to retrace on this level, it's kind of high. So what I'm going to, so let's do a top-down analysis and see. So maybe USD CHF might be the trade that I'll be taking this week too as well. If it happens, there's no, it gives me a nice setup. So these are the various rejectional or reactional levels. These are the various reactional levels. Looking at the weekly time frame. So these are the various reactional levels at the weekly time frames. At the weekly time frame, these are the various reactional level. So you see, price is currently, this is the current market price, and looking at the level, price is currently approaching this reactional level. So we're having a reactional level 2 at this point, another reactional level 2 at this point. Okay, another reactional levels at this point. So price is currently on a zone. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily time frame trend is what? A downtrend. Okay, price just made lower low, made lower high, lower low, currently making what? High, lower high. Okay, it's still making lower high. The moment it broke this one, it has made high, it has broken the what? Lower low. So at this point, the trend is what? A downtrend. So the daily time frame is a downtrend. Price is currently, so this is the weekly time frame zone that we drew, and you see price is currently respecting the zone that we drew or not, the weekly time frame. So if price happens to be moving up, there was a rejectional level where price is going to what? Move to. Okay, price is going to move to this level. So what I'm going to do is what? Price is going to retrace on this level. Price is going to retrace on this level at the daily time frame. So looking at the H4 time frame, yeah, so at this point, okay, so this zone is kind of making it not interesting. There's a zone over here. So this zone, so what I'm expecting is to price to make a deep pullback. So price can retrace on this level, it can retrace on this level, it can retrace. So this is the last level for the downtrend to still maintain. The moment it will break this one, the downtrend has been what? Invalidated. So what I'm expecting it to happen is what? So if you watch this level becomes very strong because we're having this zone over here, another zone over here. Okay, you can see multiple zones over here. So at this point, I would prefer, if the market is going to respect what I'm saying. Since I'm not a market maker, I can't give a direction on where I can't just force price to move to a certain direction because I'm not a market maker. So what I'm going to expect is what? Price to come to this level, because when price comes to this level, it's going to give me a bigger range to take a sell. But if price happens to reverse on this level, the zone is going to be very small. Okay, the zone is going to be very small, so I'll prefer price to retrace on this last level, which makes the zone very strong. Then I'll take the continuation of the trend. That's what I'll prefer to be seen in the market. Okay, I'll prefer to see in the market. So at this point, I'm currently waiting for price to what come to a reactional level. So if it comes to a reactional level, what shows that sellers as they've offered what a very low price. When price get to this reactional levels, when price get to this level, when the candle gets to this level, so you change it to line chart to see the clarity in the zones. When price gets to these levels, what shows that what the candle, what shows that price is going to move down? You need to wait for confirmations. Okay, you need to wait for confirmation, something to show that what sellers have won the bid, or sellers have really offered a very low price. Then you take the continuation of the sell. So at this point, I'll be waiting for the candle. Okay, I'll waiting for price to come to this level or this level, then I'll look for what a confirmation. So the confirmation can be candles, it can be structure, it can be what the time of the day, it can be the zone 2 as well. So that's what I'll be expecting it to happen when it comes to what price moving to this level. That's what I'll be expecting it to happen at this point. So that's it for USD CHF. So I'm not interested in the buy at this point. I'm solely interested in a sell. Okay, I'm solely interested in the sell. So let's see if price was reversing. It's just respected the Fibonacci extension level. Let's see. So this is the highest level. So this one is kind of subjective, so I usually don't love it. Yeah, so it's kind of, it's retraced exactly on what 1.618 Fibonacci level, and it's also aligns with what the zone 2 as well. So these are the levels that I'm expecting to take a sell. I'm expecting to take a sell at this point. I'm expecting to take a sell too at this point. I'm expecting to take a sell. These are my potential levels that I'm expecting to take a sell on. Okay, these are the levels that I'm expecting price to just struggle to break through. So let's move to GBP USD, another major one. So the whole of this year, I've taken only one trade on GBP USD. Only one trade. GBP USD has given me only one opportunity so far. Wow. So let's see. Maybe the second quarter is going to be good, because this was the only pair that I was trading then. I'm even surprised now it's kind of not giving me an opportunity. Like close to 2 months, I've not seen any better opportunity on USD CHF. So let's see USD CHF. Let's see if there was an opportunity. So the monthly time frame, these zones over here, if price is moving heading up, I'm expecting it to come to this level. So looking at the weekly time frame, with the weekly time frame, yeah, so Martins, good morning, I hope you are doing well. So looking at the weekly time frame, so if you are following my principles very well and you don't make money, then you have not been watching me for a very long time. So these are the various levels. Yeah, so looking at the daily time frame, the daily time frame is currently what? The daily time frame is currently a downtrend. Price just moved down, made a pullback, currently continue the trend for a downtrend. Okay, so if you use your trend line, you can see price has broken out from the trend line. So at this point, the trend is what? A downtrend. Price has currently made a higher high, pulled back, and the trend is continuing. So there was another reactional level too at this point. There was another reactional level, right? So if you look at this chart, the daily time frame is what? An uptrend. So let's look at the H4 time frame. Yeah, so the H4 time frame is currently what? Also an uptrend. H42 is also an uptrend. So let me check the monthly time frame and see very well. That's, yeah, so this trade is looking good. This trade is looking good. So looking at the daily, looking at the H4, so at this point, what I'm expecting GBP USD to do is for price to break out, pull back, then we take the continuation. That's what I'm expecting. And the pip range is like 33 pips. It's looking good. So I have to bring it on top of my watch list because it's kind of. So you see Euro NZD, what I said, guys. Euro NZD, what I said. Exactly what I said. So this trade is looking good. So at this point, what we are going to be doing is what? Is to wait for the H4 to close. So I'll be taking it with those in the signal group. So you see, this trade is looking good for a buy. So what we are going to be doing is what? We are going to be waiting for this candle to close. Today is Monday. We have to wait for the candle to close. So if this candle close, we can take advantage of this buy. Okay, because this level is kind of expecting. See how price is struggling to break that level. So we are going to be, so you need to wait for the candle to close. So if the candle close, so the risk reward is looking good. You take a buy over here and target this zone. So at this point, this one too will create another support. Okay, it will create another support. So Euro NZD is also on top. NZD JPY is looking good, but I just want to see the pullback at the H4 time frame. But H1 is kind of giving that pullback. Yeah, so Euro NZD, if you are not part of my community, just position yourself well to take a buy. Okay, Euro NZD, that's what you are going to be looking for to take a buy. So GBP NZD, as I said, I'm waiting for the breakout. If the candle breakouts, I think if it breaks out, you wait for a pullback before you take the buy. So Euro NZD is the trade maybe you will take today. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, it's kind of looking good. Let me check out on gold too. So gold too is kind of flipping, but I might take. Wow, so this one just moved very fast at this point. So what I'll be taking is I'll be looking at Euro NZD. So let's analyze USD card. GBP card too is kind of. Let's analyze USD card. So if you are not part of my community, you need to join the community as well. Because I usually trade I usually take live trades with them. So the trade I take it with them. So let's analyze USD card and see. So with USD card, looking at the monthly time frame on USD card, does this rejectional level, does this rejectional level over here, does another rejectional level. So looking at the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame does another rejectional level at the weekly time frame. Looking at the daily time frame, so USD card and USD CHF just consolidated the whole of last week. It just was very, very chubby. So the daily time frame, there was a rejectional level at this point at the daily time frame. So there was another support over here. There was another support over here at the daily time frame. So the nearest support is going to be at this level. So the daily time frame, let's look at the trend at the daily time frame. What's the daily time frame trend? So the daily time frame trend is kind of it's kind of a downtrend. It's a downtrend. Okay, price just made lower low, lower high, low, mid higher high. Currently broken this one. So it's a downtrend. Okay, it's a downtrend at this point. Moving to the H4 time frame. So if you look left, if you want to see if price is going to be consolidating, if you want to see if price is going to, so you're having Ahmed Ziburu Liman. Good morning. How are you doing? So if you want to know if price is going to be consolidating, if you look left, if you see a lot of rejectional levels, it tells you that price is going to consolidate. So there was going to be a rejectional, there was going to be a consolidation over here. So at this point, I'm not going to involve myself in the trade. Okay, I'm not going to involve myself in the trade. So at this point, what I'm going to be waiting for is for price to what? So these are the various rejectional levels. So the daily time frame and the H4 time frame are inconsistent with each other too. So at this point too, I'm just going to be. So you just have to wait for a pullback because price is kind of moving up. So you just have to wait for a pullback, then you take the continuation. That's what I would love to see at this point. But the trade I'm interested in, so USD card is not given an opportunity, GBP card. So the trade I'm interested in is Euro NZD. Yeah, Euro NZD. Euro NZD. I'm be looking for a buy. So I'm hoping this one is not going to move very fast. Because you see how price just, I told you earlier when we started the stream, when I was analyzing this one, I told you that, oh, I just clear my charts. Let me just go back and see if I will see what I drew on this one. I just did something on USD. I told you people that it can just, I'm not able to go back again. Remember I told you price can just make a long wick and it will just continue. So you see what is happening over here on GBP NZD is the same thing that I'm expecting on Euro NZD too as well. Yeah, it's the same thing I'm expecting on Euro NZD. So we're having this range over here. So I'm expecting a continuation of the trend to this level. I'm expecting a continuation to, like, it's close to 50 pips at this point. But I have to wait for the H4 candle to close before I'll make that decision. I'll wait for the H4 candle to close before I'll go in for that decision to take a buy. So gold is kind of flipping. Exactly what I said. The flip has happened. So we're just going to continue up. By the time the lower time frames is kind of mostly it's kind of tricky. So I don't usually, the lower time frame levels is kind of tricky. So it can continue moving up for this weeks. Okay, because it just made a deep pullback, retested on the zone that I told you about, and price is kind of going to just move up. So it's kind of breaking this one too. You get it? It's kind of breaking this one. So, but at this point, knowing where your target is going to be is kind of very dangerous because price is not giving. There's no data to your left. Yeah, so it's going to flip, but this one is just for scalp. So you just take a quick scalp, maybe 10 pips, take a buy, 10 pips, then you are in, because price has currently created a support over here. So we are expecting a continuation of the trend. That's what we are expecting it to happen. So what is, let me check this one. causing the rise? What is causing the rise? So I could let me check the recent rise in gold price from attributed to increase in demand. So you see, the reason why gold is moving very high because of the safe haven asset due to economic and geopolitical uncertainties as well as central bank purchases. Yes, and more. So even the central banks are even hedging their portfolios because of the economic, geopolitical, and economic uncertainties. Because of the inflations and those things, people really love. So because of the inflation, interest rate demand, physical gold demand, increase demand. Volt is also buying. So this one, I'm very sure because of the economic uncertainties. So exactly what I said is happening. So you just make a flip. But I usually don't love the lower time frame trading. I mostly don't love the lower time frame trading. It's kind of so this would have been the point of entry. So it's very simple, just continue. If it is buying, just continue taking a buy. Yeah. Wow. 17 pips. 19. It just moved like 19 pips. So this is for maybe scalp. If you want to scalp, take some small pips and you're out. Let me check Euro NZD. Wow, Euro NZD too. So now the high has been broken. The high, by the time I don't want to break my rules. This is not my time. I would have taken a buy just now, but this is not my time, so I have to respect my rules. I've given myself some rules. That's Monday mornings. So this is a liquidity grab. You call it liquidity grab. You said, as I said earlier, price just took some people out, took those who took a buy and placed their stop over here. So this is the point I would have taken a buy, but I don't want to break my rules. If you continue breaking your rules, you are not going to be what? Long term, you are just delaying your success in trading. I've given myself rules that Monday mornings, I'm not going to, lending session, I'm not going to be taking trades. The same thing as Fridays, New York sessions, I'm not going to be taking trades. So those are the rules. I don't want to bend the rules. So H12 has also closed. So this one is just going to continue buying. But Mondays are kind of freaky. I would have taken a buy now. I would have no doubt I would have taken a buy now because H1 has closed above. Okay, H1 has closed and H42 has broken the high, the tip of this one. You see, it grabbed liquidity. This one tells you it's a liquidity grab. You just grab liquidity, then price is now. So this was a trade I intended to take with my group, and it just happening. So maybe I'm waiting for this one to just make a pull by NZDJPY. So gold just move like it's just a quick. Wow, this small move is 40 pips. This small move was 40 pips, close to 40 pips. So as I explained earlier, this is for scalp. Price creates a support, then you take the continuation. So you see similar thing happen over here. This similar thing, but I don't like the smaller time frame trading, so I'll wait for the H4 pullback. Yeah, so Euro NZD, I would have taken a buy, but I don't want to bend my rules. I would have taken a buy, very simple, because it has grabbed liquidity Okay, it has grabbed liquidity, and this is the original move. This is the original move. All right, guys, I think I'm going to head off. So I've given you a trade. If you wish, you would love to take, but Monday is kind of, so I'll be waiting for NZD JPY. So you can keep your eyes on Euro NZD. You are going to head to this side. So when price gets to this side, you just break even. Okay, you place this, the entry level. This is the entry level. So the entry level is this side. I would have taken a buy very sharp, but the time is, I don't want to break my rules. So you can, the stop loss is kind of wide, so maybe you can bring it. Yeah, so this is the logical. You can bring it over here. Since price will come here, it's going to, so you can bring it over here so that you can get a good risk to reward. This is Euro NZD. So I don't want to break my rules. So this will be the stop loss. Okay. So you see it's moving. So the moment price has gotten here, I'll just break even. If price gets to this side, you bring this stop loss, okay, to this side above the entry level. That means you have broke even or break even. Yeah, so this would have been my entry level. So the lower time frame trading on gold is kind of stressful. So you see the small move, you're just making a retracement. Wow, Euro NZD is looking perfect. Euro NZD is looking perfect. So I said it. So you guys are not taking me serious. You guys need to you need to preserve me. You need to preserve me. You need to preserve me, oh Charlie. I'm now a market god. I would have taken it very quick because this is a liquidity grab. I even gave you an example on the same thing that happened on USD CHF the other time. But I'm sure by now the spread on this one is kind of like crazy. Okay, guys, no trade. I'm not going to take it. I don't want to. I just have to be disciplined. You can't be setting rules for yourself and be breaking it. Okay, even though rules are set by man and it can be broken, but when it comes to trading, discipline should lead. So Monday morning, I'm kind of not taking trade. If it were to be Tuesday, I would have taken it and just calculate my risks and take the buy. So if you have not joined my mentorship, all these things that I'm doing, those who have joined the training before knows whatever I'm doing over here. So you need to participate. So this one, I was waiting for a pullback, a clear pullback, but it's the H1. It's Monday. I don't want to be aggressive. So for Mondays, you need to wait for your A+ setups. So this is my A+ setup when it comes to Euro NZD. Euro NZD is my A+ setup. And this zone makes it very strong. This is what the H4 zone, the weekly, or I don't know which time frame is weekly zone 2 at this point. So it makes it very stronger. Guys, I'm calling it a session. So see you all same time, maybe Thursday or Monday again. All right. So I hope you got value from this thing. this session. All right, see you all same time.